The reason, firstly, first lady's laughing at the subject, but we're gonna get there when we start. What's up here? Who's crazy? Oh, start. What's up here? Who's crazy? Oh, okay. All right. Pleasant good evening. And that was just a little bit of a jump there. First lady had a laugh because she saw the subject for this evening's class, when things fall apart, and she had a good laugh. So this evening, for those of you who are joining us this evening for this evening's session, uh, the session for this evening is when things. What is it? What says there? What does it say? When things fall apart. And here's the link for this evening's chat. Let me just share the link with everybody. Paste, and that's the link for this evening. And and why have we chosen when things fall apart? And it's really important. The past couple of months have been so challenging for every single person globally. It's been challenging. I think that we've been doing personal branding, and we've been looking at developing our personalities, our characters, etc. And one thing that is standing out right now is a lot of disappointment, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of disappointment. A lot of things are going on. A lot of people are in hospital not well. A lot of people are experiencing breakdown from overwork. A lot of people are trying to juggle. 2024 has been, as it appears, a year that started with challenges and difficulties to overcome. And we don't want to minimize and make it seem a light thing, because a lot of calls my wife and myself have been receiving from individuals who are struggling real badly with managing the current circumstances that they're faced with. Some of the other pressures that are facing individuals are they're getting older, and they're recognizing that a lot of the goals that they had and a lot of the things that they had in place, they haven't reached them. And there's a panic that is actually going on. Can I reach my goals? Am I going to make it? Am I going to be successful? Is it going to be okay? I had some calls today, only today, from a number of persons that they were saying to me, Michael, they don't understand it. Either people are becoming mean, or people are changing and becoming hard to deal with or hard to manage. And so much turmoil is going on. Businesses are finding it difficult because the customers are not able to meet the demands, and then the businesses are not able to match up with the government changes. How many of you know the governments are changing so many regulations and so many things for businesses? As a matter of fact, in South Africa right now, your website is still down from your government website. I can't even get on the government website in South Africa to manage my own affairs that are happening. So there's so much that is going on. And this evening we want to have some discussion. But in the midst of the discussion that we're going to have this evening, I want to share some points before we do that discussion section, and I want you to take some notes. Good evening, Dr. Jail. It's good to see you with us. And I want you to reflect, reflect on your own perspective on what we're going to be dealing with this evening. Look at your own perspective, and try to sense why you have the perspective you have, what is it that is dictating and governing how you're responding or how you're feeling about the current trend of things. All right. But I also want you to do it in view of all the other individuals who are experiencing the same thing. And take this note, do not fall prey to saying, I am not interested in what's happening around the world. I am only focusing on what's happening with me. The reason why I share that thought with you or with us is because anytime we isolate our situation or we pull ourselves from the dynamic of a global chaos and we say it is me, it is only me that's going through this, we set ourselves up for one problem. The problem that we set ourselves up for is isolation. Isolation meaning that we're in an environment where the world is as if it's caving in on us alone. The world is as if everything is happening against us alone. And we do not want to put ourselves in a situation to isolate ourselves. Now, of course, we don't want to be in an environment either where we become so wrapped up in what is happening around the world that it behaves as if we're pacifying our situation. How many of you get what I'm saying? Because each person's situation and each person's pain is unique to you. All of our pains are unique to us. All of our dealing with difficulties are unique to us as individuals. However, we need to be able, on our own design, to temper it. Temper it so that we can bear it. Temper it so that we are able to handle the difficulties that we're going to be faced with because it is real. How many of you know? Come on, wave at me if the pressure is real. If the heat seems as though it has been turned up 10 times on you, wave at me. Oh, First Lady's not waving. I guess she's. and here's what I want to tell you. Here's what I want to tell you. You're not alone. You are not alone based on how you're feeling about the pressure or the heat that has been turned up because every single person is experiencing in one way or the other. So let's look at some points here that I want us to focus on this evening as we take notes. And this evening is a happy evening. It's a happy evening because how many of you know you need to find a happy place in the sad world? So this is a happy evening. Come on, wave and say it's a happy evening. This is my happy evening. Sorry. As a matter of fact, I'm taking off my jacket this evening. I'm taking off my jacket. I'm taking off my jacket this evening. This evening, I'm taking off. Let me take off this jacket. All right? Put that there. There you go, darling. I'm taking off my jacket this evening because I just want to be chilled, relaxed, and I want you also to relax. Let's have a happy evening. Andrew, you're in class in a t-shirt this evening. Lovely to see you in red. That's the only thing that has delivered you a joy. Dr. Giles knows why I'm laughing because it's red. Dr. Giles, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Unmute yourself, Dr. Giles.
I can't help it if we share the same liking.
We share the same liking because it's red. All right. So this is what we're going to do. This evening is my happy moment. I want you to say that. This moment is my happy moment. I'm going to find a little bit of happiness in this moment because you need a happy place. If you do not have a happy place in bad times, I promise you, your bad times will be horrible times. Grandmaster and my Grandmaster, I want you to comment. This even is open discussion, by the way. Grandmaster, comment on that point, please.
Yeah, finding that happy space, finding that ground where you can be alone and just sometimes you have to just block out the noise, and it's difficult to do. Um, Your Excellency, in this world with everything, our minds are constantly bombarded by so much social media and jobs and school fees and spouses and kids and everything. And it's difficult just to get away from it. You end up being bogged down and just in the quagmire for so much. So learning and defining and identifying what your happy space is and that happy time is very, very important. And when you find it, you have to know how much of it you need, how long it has to be, where it has to be, because it's been my personal experience. It cannot be in the environment where there's not the happy space.
Mhm.
For instance, if there's issues at home, let's say rent is past due, or there's bills or something like that that has to deal with your household. Sometimes it's difficult to just be at home and deal with the issue when the issue is about the home or regarding the home. So one of my happy spaces, I have many of them, but one is swinging. I go to the park and go where the swings and the merry-go-rounds are, and my big behind gets comfortable in the swing, and I just and go back to my childhood days, and I take a swing on the swing, and while I'm doing it, I'm thinking, I'm diffusing, I'm downloading. When I had the same issue at work, for example, sometimes there's issues at work. So one of my happy spaces in my desk drawer, I used to keep a big 64 crayon box of crayons and coloring books. And that was my happy space there. Just diffusing and finding my happy space and going into my own world in my corner. So those are a couple of my happy spaces, Your Excellency and team. But yeah, identifying what it is and knowing that you need a happy space first of all, because you can't take on the burdens of the world on your own. You have to, and most importantly, as you and I have discovered over the years, and we both agree on this, is having those accountability partners who will pick up a phone, who'll shoot an email, who'll send a WhatsApp text, and say, "Hey, bro, how you doing? You hanging in there? I hadn't heard from you, or whatever." And maybe just hearing the other voice or getting a text message can relieve some of that stress. Just that happy space too. Have to use these things for more than social media and Facebook.
You know, Grandmaster, as you said that. Oh, by the way, this is my happy space, my Rubik's Cube. I am currently under 2 minutes, fixing it in under 2 minutes currently. Is my happy space. And the only challenge is that I give away so many of them to everybody that I meet that I'm now down to one single cube. So I have to keep throwing it to Josh and asking him to mess it up for me so that I can go again. But this is actually, and I'll be very honest with you, this is actually a happy space for me. Right before bed, first thing will tell you it's always on my bed because I fix it. I try to speed up. I keep memorizing algorithms and everything like that. And this is helpful. This is helpful because you have to remember, figure out, and it works your brain. So having something that distracts you from everything else that is a challenge is very helpful. Why did I share that? Because also puzzles. How many of you do puzzles or crosswords? You need something that is going to let your brain work and it needs to concentrate on what you're doing so you get out of the zone you're currently in. First lady, she colors.
You're welcome.
You what? Go ahead.
My happy place is walking. Anyone that knows me knows that I love to walk. I can walk every and anywhere. That's one of my favorite things to do. I love to just take a walk. Hot outside being hot, cold, it doesn't matter to me. I love taking a walk. I have other happy places as well, but walking I think is my number one, or even playing with Josh, like Grandmaster said, becoming a child again. And Grandmaster talks about being on the swing, and I said, yeah, I like going when I go to the park as well. I go in the park and I sit down when the kids are not in the park during the day. Yeah, I just go and swing, and I always say to Mike when we get our home with a lot of property that we need an adult play park, not a children's play park. We need an adult play park at our home. So you're right on. So those are just some of my happy places.
Dr. James, what's your happy place?
My happy place is actually something very calm, but my surroundings have a problem with it. I love sleeping.
That's a good one. I think that's the best one.
I can sleep when I'm happy. I can out. Like I'm out. I'm not dealing with anybody or anything.
Okay. Fumalele, what's your happy place?
Yeah, my happy place actually is a walk by the ocean. I will just leave my cell phone at home and drive to the beach, and I walk on the sand as long as I can. And when I'm done, then I walk back and I feel good. That's my happy place. Yeah.
Okay. Andrew, what's your happy place?
All right. My happy place is if I study a lot. I love to read. So anytime I read so many books, it makes me happy. So that's my happy place.
Okay, Saud. Saud, what's your happy place?
Hey, sorry, I was getting a call in the middle.
Okay, sorry.
Sir, these days is I am enjoying my month of Ramadan.
Yes.
I can speak. I'm very happy, very blessed. No more work to do. More sleep, prayer, and eat.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
That's good. Let's see, Triforsa, where's your happy place? Triforsa, what's your happy place? And we trying to create an environment of lifting the environment this evening, because I'm going to go into some discussion as well. Triforsa, where's your happy place?
My happy place at this moment, I think because it's Good Friday, it's a family time. I saw my aunties, my uncles, my sisters, everyone was here just to enjoy Good Friday together. So it takes me back to think during the time when my mom and dad, when they were still alive, where they would do family gatherings. So all of them, they gathered in my house yesterday. So I'm still blessed and I'm so thankful. I'm so over the moon of that moment that I spent with my family.
Good.
Definitely, that's good. Having people around that you love and you care about that you haven't seen for a while, that of course adds to your happy place or your happy environment for sure. Dr. Comfort, Mommy Comfort, I'm not sure if you are able to unmute and share with us this evening. But where's your happy place? If you're able to unmute, Dr. Comfort. I'm not sure if Mommy's able to unmute this evening. Okay, she might not be in an environment to unmute. I know she did say she might not be. So let's go into this evening's discussion and look at hitting rock bottom and what you do. The first thing that always comes to mind is, I'm sorry, go ahead, Dr. Comfort.
I'm sorry, I moved away for a little. Around we are doing some preparations and I'm moving up and down. That is why I couldn't show my face.
Yes.
Your Excellency, the First Lady, Her Excellency Jenny, and all the excellencies in the house.
Good evening. We were just inquiring about your happy place.
My happy place is to be in tune with whatever I'm expected to do. Wherever I find myself and in the mood of service is my happy place. You know, there's a saying that you go where you are being, what should I say? Not being, I think I've been running out up and down. You go where you will be expected, then you will be
Celebrated.
celebrated, yeah, that's the word, but not
Yeah.
celebrated. So when I'm in a place where I'm being celebrated, that's my happy moment. And a happy place.
Celebrate. Let's celebrate Dr. Comfort this evening. Let's celebrate.
We have a honoring of the widows tomorrow after the service, and somebody gave a donation for the widows. So I've organized some widows and we are honoring them, and we have to do some refreshment for them. And I've engaged some people doing this, so I have to go around and see how they are doing. And I was a bit disorientated with other things. So sorry for my unoperative.
No, don't worry. You're welcome. You're welcome. It is well. We are glad to have you joining us. It is well. Jail, South Africa. Dr. Jail, where is your happy place?
Good evening, everybody. Dr. SteelE, mine will be in the garden.
In the
All by
garden?
myself. Yes, all by myself. Or else I will try and fix those maintenance things that I still need to learn, like fixing a plug and, those type of things.
Okay.
That's my place.
Your Excellency, Dr. Yours, I see that you have completed your meal after a very busy day. I know you weren't even expected to be in class, so that's why I allowed you to finish your meal, because I know that you just wanted to be here. Dr. Yours, my chief of protocol, what is your happy place?
My happy place is with my family. You know, I've got daughters. So when I'm with my daughters and I have granddaughters, so when I'm amongst the girls, we are happy, we laugh, we reminisce. And as for, my late wife has gone. So we have a lot of memories that we talk about her and bring her memories alive. So that's my happy place.
Well, thank you so very much for that. And my happy place personally is, as I mentioned, when I'm with the Rubik's Cube, but truth be told, beyond anything else, my happy place is with Jeannie and Josh.
Oh.
When we are together, I mean, honestly, it is just lovely to be with Jeannie and Josh. That's all I can say. With my family, it's lovely. It is phenomenal. If we're watching movies together, if we're playing games together, we're competing, challenging. That's my happy place. As a matter of fact, I remember even going on mission trips, and when I'm there for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then 5 weeks, I call Jeannie crying, darling, I want to come home. Because I get to miss her too much. So happy places with my family. Come on, somebody. Happy places with those that you love, those that you celebrate. That's a happy place. The reason why I really want to focus on that, where's your happy place, is because that is one of the things that they do not teach people who are going through depression. They never ask them, where is your happy place? And have them sit down and talk about it. It's very therapeutic when you talk about your happy place. It actually lifts your spirit when you think about your happy place. And one of the things that a lot of people find very difficult to do is to snap out of places. But if you want to be resilient, to be successful, you have to have that accountability partner that is going to take you there. Grandmaster mentioned about accountability partners, somebody that is going to check in on you, somebody that's going to be looking out for you. But you also need an accountability partner that, as serious as you want to be, you could allow that person to be a total idiot. How many of you know you need a practical joker, an idiot that is going to just say the wrong thing? My wife always get the habit of looking at me and saying, "That's all you're thinking about." We will not say what that is. but what I will say is that normally breaks the ice. And that normally brings back that happy place. So you have to, and you have to surrender to it. How many of you know that? And this is for the women. This is for the women, specifically for the women. All right. I'm going to talk to the ladies. Ladies, I want to share this with you. And I think I will say we want to share this with you. We're going to talk about it. You have to surrender to the happy place. You have to surrender. You have to. How many of you ladies, I don't want to be happy right now. I don't want to be excited right now. I want to be. Come on, somebody. Wave at me, ladies, if you go there. Wave at me. If any of you ladies go there that you don't want to be happy right now. You don't want to be, I don't want to be encouraged right now. Fumelele, I'm going to pick on you, Fumelele. Say what's on your mind. Come out, Fumelele. Speak to us.
I'm sorry. I'm that person who just wants to be in a happy place. In fact, I would rather be in a happy place more than in a serious place. That's who I am. I'm that open person, friendly person. But then I need my quality time where I take away myself from the family and be in that moment where I'm the only one who appreciates that moment. And that moment for me is when I'm walking in the beach, I have my headphones, listening to my music, and nobody to say, "I turn that radio off. Oh no, that music is not nice. Oh no, what are you doing now? Mom, this, mom, that." No, I don't want that. I just walk in the beach, nobody talks to me. Even if a stranger says hi, I'm like, then I move on just to show them, look, I'm serious, yeah? I'm in my own zone. So, yeah.
Dr. James, what about when you don't want to be, when you're going through a bad time? Because you see, a happy place is normally found or sought for when you're going through a bad time. You seek it when you're going through a bad time. And that's my question. Dr. James, where do you stand when somebody's trying to bring you into a happy place when you're in a sad place or when you're in a down place? How do you receive that counsel or that drawing?
I would have to be honest enough to say that it absolutely depends on who the individual is that is trying to bring me out of that happy place. Is it the person that's caused the unhappiness, or are they just trying to bring me out of a situation? And 9 times out of 10, yes, I do kind of resist it because I like to internalize and break things down on my own and rationalize things. But the accountability partners, very important. The mentoring, very important, because we don't know it all. And sometimes we get stuck in emotion without even realizing it. And you do need somebody to say, you know what, snap out of it and just keep moving. Get that momentum going again. Things are going to change. Don't revisit the subject. Just let it chill, let it breathe, and you do the same. So, yeah.
Trifosa, go ahead. Fumelele, you had your hand up. Sorry. Fumelele, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
Yes, sir, I had my hand up because what I did not mention, when I've been in that, awkward position or I've had a very bad, maybe bad week or bad night, whatever, when I really need to regroup and be in the happy place that, what, it's going to be okay. Yes, a partner can be there and being that supporter, that motivator. But at the end of the day, I don't know, somehow I have made it in my head, in my world, that I think that I need to make decisions myself without any influence from outside. And that is where I say, I just leave everything behind. I get into a car and I walk in that beach because the sound of the waves and the wind that, from the ocean, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel alive. It makes me appreciate life and nature. Yeah, that's what I meant. I just wanted to exaggerate on that point.
Okay. All right. Your Excellency, Dr. Yours, your hand is raised. Please go ahead.
I like the terminology you use, happy place. I work in mental health for 25 years. I had a mental health client where nobody, no consultants, no psychiatric nurse, no occupational therapist, nobody could get through to this man. And that term that you use, that's what I whisper in his ears. And the whisper that I whispered in his ears to get communication and engagement was to bring him into a happy place. And it was not in the book, it was not the university that, and you know what I whispered in his head? I'm going to find you a girlfriend. That's all I said. I'm going to find you a girlfriend. And immediately his body language changed, his facial expression changed, everything changed because I brought him into a happy place. And he said, yes. The rest is history.
And here's something for all of us. Here's something for all of us. All right. And take this note from today. I want all of us to take this note. If somebody's going to bring me into a happy place, I'm going to allow them. Please take that note and listen to me. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. A lot of comedians die, some of suicide, some of them die from broken hearts, some of them die lonely because they spend their lives making other people happy, but they never really had their own happy place. Because their jobs or their roles in life was to make others happy. And you discover that sometimes the loneliest people are the people who spend their lives making others happy. So this is important. If somebody wants to bring you into your happy place, I want you to, Robin Williams, of course. Robin Williams is the person I was actually thinking about, and Charlie Chaplin. Both of them. Both of them. Two of the most amazing characters on the face of the earth. It broke my heart to hear how Robin Williams died, based on the fact that he has brought so much happiness to so many. So we have to allow individuals to take us to that happy place. Don't shut it down. And Fumelele, I also want to say something to you. And this is important. Practice being in an environment where you value others' input into your happy place. A happy place is never really designed to be a place that is alone, because that really is not what should I say? Yes, it is a happy place where you're alone, you're in your own head, but that's also a dangerous place as well. Because when you are in an environment where you're all by yourself, dealing with all of the thoughts that are bombarding you alone, you are subject sometimes to unfortunate circumstances that you pass through by yourself, that a lot of people have gone to the beach and they stayed at their happy place, and they just brought back their bodies from their happy place. Wave at me if you get what I just said. Please, wave at, I want you to tell me if you get what I just said. Because they go to their happy place alone, and sometimes the happy place calls them. You don't need to be around here anymore. You don't need to go through this anymore. Because your happy place is that place that speaks to you. when nobody else can, when life is difficult, when things are challenging. So you want to make sure that you create an environment where your happy place involves somebody else. Again, we're talking about that accountability partner, a third party, a group of people, whatever that is, or whoever those individuals are. Grandmaster, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I remember along the same lines, I had mentioned this before in one of my classes, SteelE's, last year, a couple of years back, about creating that happy space. And I always remember what my teacher had taught us about three worlds that exist. There's the physical world, the tangible world that we see with our senses, touch, sight, hearing, smell, taste. That second world is the world that everybody else wants you to be part of. That one that the mom or dad or your parents said, hey, we want you to be an attorney and you want to be an artist, for example, or a spouse thinks you should be a millionaire and you just want to go do agriculture or something. That world that everybody else wants you to be part of. And then most importantly though, is that third world. In that third world, that's one that you create. That's your happy space. And in that third world is nothing but pure perfection, pure positivity, and only what you allow into it, what you bring into it, whether it's emotion, whether it's academics, whether it's mentality, and whether it's people. And that goes in line with what you mentioned about bringing people into that happy space because nobody was meant to be alone. But definitely you have to be wary and cautious about the happy people, the people that you bring into that third world, that third or your happy space into it.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. Definitely. And I want us to, as a bishop and as a minister, and Dr. Yours could attest, we've had so many people that they were lonely and down and depressed. And what I've discovered is, again, I repeat it, an accountability partner. They don't have anybody that is by their side. Number two, a happy place. They don't really have a happy place. They never created one. And then the third and the most important aspect of overcoming depression, overcoming sorrow, grief, or becoming in a place where you are able to stand from being overwhelmed. The most important thing that I discovered is honesty, telling the truth. Do not lie to yourself about how you feel. Don't lie. Do not lie if you feel badly. It's okay to feel bad. Don't lie if you feel disappointed. It's okay to feel disappointed. Don't lie to yourself if you're overwhelmed. It's okay to be overwhelmed. These are some very important things to take note of. It is okay to experience all of the horrors, the frustrations, the vexations, the overwhelms. It is normal. You're not abnormal to feel it. You're not a human. And this is also critical. But what is important, again, is that you allow the person that is your accountability partner or your happy place to have its place. Do not dwell and give more strength to your sorrow or your grief. Because how many of you know what you feed will grow? What you feed will grow. First Lady has a habit every day of expressing gratitude. Every day, all the time. When she gets down and overwhelmed, or we get down and overwhelmed, I throw the hand, be grateful, be thankful, remember the things to be thankful for. And sometimes, what do you say, my love? What do you?
What do I say? You mean it's not that I'm not grateful? It's not that I'm not grateful. I'm just expressing how I'm feeling at the moment. I'm always grateful, but I also have to express what I'm feeling in the moment.
And what I always say is this: if you focus on your happy place, even when you are down and it is real, and you focus on gratitude, I promise you, you will not be in a place of feeling down and overwhelmed. Because gratitude, happiness, thankfulness, all of these characteristics always supersede depression, down in the dumps, etc. I read your message, Fumalele. I see your message. Yes, that we all respond differently, of course. But the purpose of the class of SteelE and the purpose of mentoring is to give us best practices. I'm not here to accept the way that First Lady is, or His Excellency is, or Grandmaster is. I'm here, and we're here as a group to give best practice. Best practice means these are things that are going to be helpful in the time of chaos because they work. How many of you, if you're a Christian or even in whatever religion your background you have, you will always hear joy and happiness is good for you. The Buddha is always laughing. Why? Because laughter is one of the best medicines. Because a happy spirit makes the soul good. So we need to be in an environment where, come on, people, you have to have that accountability partner that is going to call you, and you're going to accept the call, even though you know he's going to talk some foolishness and make you laugh. You don't want to laugh right now. You don't feel like laughing. You don't want to laugh. I don't feel like being happy. I don't feel like looking on the bright side. Come on, somebody. How many of you know what I'm talking about? I don't feel like looking on the bright side of nothing right now. Nothing looks bright. That's not true. Some things look very bright and beautiful. How many of you know that song? All things bright and beautiful. You were singing it? Jai, you were singing it too? All things bright and the God made them all. Come on, give us a wave. Come on, guys, give us a wave. Come on. So let's go into some other things. All right. Acceptance. When you hit rock bottom, acceptance. Acceptance is important. I have hit rock bottom. Yes, it's okay. Fine. I don't have a way to do this. I don't have a way to do that. My back is against the wall. That's okay. That is fine. Acknowledge it and accept it. That's fine. A lot of times the depression comes when you fail to accept reality. A lot of people do not want to accept the realities. Can't pay your bills. Come on, somebody. How many of you have been there? Let me see if you've been there that you couldn't pay the bill. Please, let me see if is anybody else been there that they couldn't pay the bill? Anybody else? Or is it just me and Grandmaster? Jair has joined the crew. Is there anybody else that have experienced, you feel, how many of you have ever felt down and just don't have a clue why you feel down? How many of you ever felt down? I mean, you're so down and you don't even know why. I think that's more a ladies thing. Dr. Ewers, have you ever felt down and did not know what you felt down, and you maybe even started to cry?
While you're talking, sir, I could just add on, I'm looking on Mr. Google, and one of the things that Google just said, it said, whatever you're passionate about. Dr. Steele, what are you passionate about? That's what Google said, talking about happiness. What is your passion?
Well,
you see, I caught you. You see, look, everybody's smiling.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing, class. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I did not feel like doing class this evening. First Lady was not even joining me. She had already said, darling, I'm not going to come to class this evening. Okay? A lot of individuals don't realize if you don't kick yourself in the pants sometimes and make yourself find that place of wanting to, or that place of going to, or that place of I will. If you don't kick yourself in the pants sometimes, you will find that if it is easy not to show up once, the next time it's going to be easier because you didn't show up the last time. And the next time it's going to be even easier. And then the next time it's going to be, well, I don't need to be there because I have not been for so long. And it's the same thing with your happiness. Do not compromise your joy. Do not compromise your happiness. Listen to me, and I'm going to whisper this one. How many of you have gotten paid and you didn't have enough money for bills because the bills exceed the money and you decided to treat yourself to a meal or something just so you could enjoy a little bit of your money? How many of you have ever done that? Just so you could enjoy, because every week you get your money or every month you find yourself in a place where, how am I going to cover all these bills? And you're crying and you're crying. I don't know the last day I had an ice cream. I don't know the last day. You are going to die. And when you die, what is going to happen? You are going to pay the money for the doctor for medication. And what is the doctor going to do? Say you needed a little bit of time to rest. You needed the time for relaxation. Pay Netflix for your favorite movie and watch the movie and have a good laugh. I can't afford it. Jesus. Come on, everybody, find your happy place. The next thing is reach out for support. A lot of times when we, and I say we because I as well, when I go through my downtimes, Grandmaster sometimes press me and he calls me, then he calls me, then he calls me, and he knows that if he keeps calling for a while and don't hear me, he knows something wrong. He knows. He knows. Some people know me. And eventually he'll get through to me and be his own his own laughing. You see, look at him there. You see, exactly that. And I can't resist it because I just, it's just one of those people that you have to find back your happiness. And Dr. Ewers gonna call me. As a matter of fact, Dr. Ewers will send me some videos that gets my attention. You look at him laughing. You see when you're surrounded with some people that know the role they play. These are my accountability people. They know the role they play. Come on, guys. You need to reach out for support. That's what the class of SteelE is about. If any of you don't see somebody here, send them a quick message. How are you doing? I miss you. It's not that you're malicious. This is not a university or a college. This is a lifelong friendship of individuals building each other and making the world a better place. Fumalele, we value you. Dr. James and every single person is important in here. And I want you to recognize your value and your worth. Don't show up because you think it's not going to matter. That's not true. You will be missed. So reach out for support. And don't sit down and sometimes you sit in a corner and you look, nobody don't call me. Nobody don't reach out to me. I can't say that, you know. +447901 244 664. But you need to reach out and have somebody that you're gonna have a laugh with. Okay? The Class of Steel have on a Friday night every now and then. We normally used to have this Friday night fun night. And when we first did the fun night, a lot of people were not very. What happened?
You just took me back.
She said I just took her back. Tell me where I just took you.
That was the most difficult fun night ever.
Now, Master, you remember the fun nights? Dr. Ewers, do you remember the fun nights that we had that were so difficult? Dr. Ewers, picture having fun night with comedy and skits with pastors and bishops that are so serious. So we're going to have a fun night that is going to come up one of these Fridays. And all of you are expected to participate. No party poopers. Okay? Wave at me if you're going to participate in our fun night. Wave at me. Yeah. Okay, good. All right.
Put on your funny pants.
You need to put on your funny pants and your funny shirt, your funny hat, something. Get your balloons, something. All right. The other thing is identify the root cause. Identify the root cause of your downness, your depression. When you reach out for support, don't just get taken to the happy place, but spend time identifying the root cause of your sorrow, your grief, your depression. Talk about it. And one thing that my support group has always privileged me with is we talk long. As a matter of fact, that's one thing that is helpful. Being able to have long conversations about random things, some things, nothings, but just get things off your chest. Identify the root cause. Because sometimes when you really talk and you think that the problem is this, you realize that's not true. That is not the problem. How many of you know the only problem every single human being on planet Earth, I think, got is money? The root cause. What is the root? money. I don't like her. Her attitude is bad. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. No, you broke. And you can't pay your bills. Or you can't go for a meal and just get rid of that person. Or you can't pay for the Uber. Or you can't pay for McDonald's takeaway. There is something that is wrapped around this money that a lot of us, when we sit down, I want to kill myself. You don't want to kill yourself. You would like to go on a vacation to the Maldives, but you can't afford it. You don't want to kill yourself. You don't want to die. Wave at me if you get what I'm saying. Come on, everybody. It's the almighty dollar. The dollar depresses, devours, destroys, divides. Every D you could think about except dollar. So you have to appreciate this. Look at the root cause. And a lot of times people just skirt around the dollar as the cause. You know why? Because they don't see no way of being able to increase it, earn it, or multiply it. So because of that, everything else is looked at. Everybody else is blamed. The children are the biggest problem. Your children are not the problem because they're begging for things. If you could afford the things, there wouldn't be a problem. You would just buy the things and shut them up. Come on, somebody. Identify the root cause. And when you identify the root cause, get mentally comfortable that you're working towards something to make change happen, and it takes time. Get comfortable to explain to your children you're not problems, you're not harassment. Right now, we're not able to afford some of the things we would like, but we have to live within our current means. Don't get angry with the light bill and the water bill and don't get angry. Get realistic. Money is the problem. Why is everybody in the class of SteelE? Not because you want to look cute, not because you want to look pretty, because you want to see if the class of SteelE would create any environment where you could increase your intake of money, where you could better yourself. Why do you go to training? Why do you go to classes? Why do you go to mentoring? Why are you trying to better yourself? So that you could position yourself to earn more, increase your revenue. Live at me if I'm making sense. Come on, everybody. So don't skirt around the true problem. Don't skirt around it. And don't spend time beating somebody that is not really to blame. Somebody tell me, and Grandmaster is true, money is like a life insurance. It is. Better to have it and know you don't need it than to not have it and you might need it. But I hear a lot of people say, oh, you don't know how many troubles you get with money. Well, please, I would like some of those troubles. That when you have the money, I will deal with those troubles. I'll deal with those troubles with having more than enough money. And that's fine. I'll deal with those troubles. Me and Jeannie will laugh it off. We'll figure it out together. But when you don't have, it could be really depressing. The lack of resources. Can I tell you one of my biggest headaches, grief, stumbling blocks, disappointments, discouragements? Can I tell you the honest truth? How many of you ever had a tool on the computer and a job that you got the tool to do it with, but you can't use the tool? How many of you have ever experienced that? You've got a tool on your computer that is designed to solve a problem. You've got the problem. You're happy that you've got the tool to solve the problem, but you sit down and you cannot work the tool. You don't know how to do it. You're Googling, you're YouTubing, you're friendsing, you're 50-50, you're call a friend. All sorts of things to figure out how to use the tool to solve the problem. Who's that saying? Who's that? Who's that? You guys got the chat so busy, honest to God. I can't keep up with this chat. Right now, I need it. No wonder why I've been feeling grumpy lately.
That's my problem.
Dr. James, please go ahead. Dr. James, we saw your hand up. Go ahead, Dr. James.
I wanted to say that money is actually vitamin M. That's what really.
All right. Andrew, before you run off, give us your quick point before you go, Andrew. Just song your voice before you run off and leave us.
Are you speaking to me?
Oh no, I was going to Andrew. Andrew, are you still there or are you gone already? Okay, I think Andrew he's gone off to class. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. that money, don't let anybody tell you is oh, go ahead, Andrew. You're trying to unmute. Sorry, go ahead. Andrew's trying to unmute. All right, Andrew's not getting unmuted. I'm not sure why they're not allowing him to be unmuted. All right. So that need is important. Those that are able to manage their resources, sometimes they can be very, very challenging to have in your accountability circle. Because the truth of the matter is, when one cannot utilize the tools to get one out of one's position, whatever that position is, it can be overwhelming and frustrating. Very. And one of the things, even with technology, technology can frustrate you as well. Because if you're trying to do something and technology is not behaving appropriately, you just want to throw the towel in. You just, it's like wasting your time. You just want to just release yourself from the situation. All right. The other thing is set realistic goals to overcoming the problem. All right. So you identify what's the root cause. The next thing is set realistic goals to overcome the problem. Break down the problem into manageable tasks. All right. Set achievable short-term goals. And we've already went through this in the last classes that we're doing. So I'm not going to go through all those details. But you have to set realistic goals to get you to the next level in your happy place. In your happy place. Don't do it from a place of frustration and anger and beating yourself more than you need to. Do it from a place of realizing that everybody has the same challenge. If they don't have it, they need it. And if they don't get it, they're going to be overwhelmed. Everybody. Don't think Donald Trump sleeping good knowing that he got a 4,300 and something million because he's the president of the United States. Don't think that Elon Musk is be smiling when a rocket explodes and he lost a few lives on his shoulders. Don't think he's smiling. Don't think Putin is excited at the current moment when y'all get what I'm sharing with you. Because we are so small sometimes that we consider ourselves insignificant in the bigger picture, not realizing there is no new pain under the sun. There is no new frustration. That's why rich people are so sometimes Scrooge. Because they know how hard it was to get there and they don't want to go back where they fought to come from. So that's why they're Scrooge. And why they're desperately trying to leave an inheritance for their children and their children's children.
Not that they're Scrooges. They're considered Scrooges by people who do not have what they have and want what they have. Scrooge doesn't, the word Scrooge doesn't come from them, it comes from the people who do not have.
Okay, so the first lady just explained that Scrooge come from the have-nots that want what the others have. They're not Scrooges. They're stewards.
Exactly.
What is stewards? For us, they're Scrooges. To them, they're stewards. All right? So, realistic goals. And then this is also important. Take care of yourself. Okay? You set realistic goals, but take care of yourself. Don't let yourself become so run down, so overwhelmed. Don't look in the mirror and wear funeral clothes when you're still alive. Tell them why you're laughing. Tell them what you're laughing, darling.
Because he sent me to change. I was wearing a black head tie and a black and white shirt. And he sent me to change.
No. You see, listen, how many of you know that bright colors lift you up? When you wear bright colors. But when you wear dark colors and you wear black hats and you feel down and you're sad, it looks like you're on your way to the morgue. So you carry yourself there in your thinking. You look at yourself and you think, there is nothing bright about today. There's no glitz and no glamour. That's why you like red and blue and bright colors. So I want you up, Grandmaster. I know that you like this bright yellow. I love that bright yellow. Check you open his eyes. But how many of you know when you look in the mirror, your appearance gives you a vibe and an energy and a feeling? And if you look like you're dressed for a funeral, when you feel like you're going to die, what's wrong, darling?
Nothing.
All right. So let's go on. Take care of yourself. Discuss looking at yourself in the mirror, and don't not shave because you feel bad and broke. The shaving machine is not lost. It's still there. Gillette gives you more than one shave. You know what I mean? Make yourself look nice. And by the way, this is my son's desire. So how many of you like the beard? Is the beard becoming? Is it all right? Is it all right? Yeah. Yeah. Thumbs up. I'm looking like Saud. Saud, I'm looking like you. my son likes this. So
Sir, I will share you a private picture of mine with a long beard.
You have a longer beard than what you have?
I just kept it for a month.
Oh, I had a longer beard too that used to be like a goatee. I'll share with you one of these.
Please myself, just to please myself, for satisfaction.
Okay.
Long hair once in life, no more.
You used to have long hair too.
I used to. First lady said I used to have long hair, then she laughed at the top.
Oh, this is better, sir. This is better. Believe.
She has found her happy place. Dr. James, your hand is up. Go ahead, please.
I think that we are in a happy place. Can I make a joke about the status of your hair? Or a joke about the status of your hair?
Dr. James, you made that joke to me and I wasn't very impressed. I'm going to be impressed now. Dr. James, you have my permission. Go ahead, Dr. James.
Okay. They say that when a guy is bald here, he thinks too much, right? Everybody gets that? And when he's bald here, he thinks that he's sexy.
No, you had it too low. You had it too low. Hold up just a little bit.
Bald here.
And what's the last one, Dr. James?
You think you're sexy.
You are, hun. Don't worry, I think you are.
There we go.
Dr. James, we're waiting for the last one, you know.
She gave the last one.
Last one. I said if you bald here and here, you think you're sexy.
Oh, you think you're sexy. Okay. It's all right. Grandmaster, at least you're not bald all over, so there's a level of sexiness about you that exists. It is me that is dependent on First Lady to stop laughing for me to at least feel like if I am sexy. But
you are.
I am what? Why are you disrupting my class?
Doing no such thing.
Triforce, your camera is off. I hope that.
You know why I'm laughing? It's because the issue that you're talking about, my husband is bald also. So there are some similarities there.
Dr. Yours,
But I've enjoyed the lesson today. It was nice, calm, relaxing. It was so nice. I really enjoyed it.
At least if we're in a fight, you don't have anything to hold on. I pull my head to the left or the right, right, Grandmaster? Nothing to hold on to.
The blow will hurt you more, though.
Huh?
Nothing.
She said there's nothing to cushion the blow. Grandmaster First Lady said the blow will hurt me more, though, because there's nothing to cushion the blow.
Anyway.
Anyway, you see, we found a happy place. Guys, the time is 6:27, and I think that I'm going to try to wrap up this session. There's not much more to go. Take care of yourself. Highlight the importance of adequate sleep. How many of you know when you're tired, pressure builds up when you're tired as well? Anytime you're lacking in sleep and your body is overwhelmed, to be quite honest with you, your brain multiplies the pressure that you're feeling, and sleep leaves you because you find yourself trying to figure out a solution. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And then even sleep becomes a frustration. How many of you ever realize that when you want to go to sleep, but sleep becomes a frustration because it seems to be hindering you from progressing or hindering you from doing what you want to do? So instead of sleep becoming a place of reviving, restoring, it becomes a rival. It no longer is that place of happiness or that place of relaxation, but is now that place of frustration. So you need to be mindful that sleep is also important. Then you also need to realize nutrition. Because when you're also frustrated and depressed, your body responds differently. Your body responds differently. The food you eat doesn't get digested as good as before, and you find that your digestive system doesn't work. You even going to the bathroom is like using time that you don't have. You get all of these things, the bodily functions get out of sync. Okay, so you have to pay attention to these things. Exercise is important. The only exercise that I have gotten sometime recently is getting up and walking from here to the shop or going to a meeting and then you're walking back. But I need to start my exercise routine. I do. And I confess I have to. I confess that I have to. Grandmaster, what are you doing?
Giving you the art.
No, Grandmaster, we do that in our sleep now.
No, but you should get on your routine with the Tai Chi. I know you know it, and that can be part of your happy place, part of your happy space, because that's something you can do. That's something you can do at home in your time. 30 minutes, you're good.
Grandmaster, I do that in my sleep still. Why do you think I still have a six-pack? No, but it's true. You know, we need to maintain that exercise, and then Most importantly, more importantly than sleep, and I want to say this, more importantly than sleep, relaxing. Please understand this. I want to give you the difference between sleep and relaxation. Okay? Sleep is when you close down your brain, your sleep, your mind, everything. You just close down. You're out like a light. Your body's repairing. You're healing. You're not mindful of it. You're out totally. That's sleep. That's needful for mental stability, development, repairing of your everything from the day. That's important and necessary. Relaxation is why they design television, or they design the beach or the parks, or they design a sitting room, or they design family time. That's where you relax. I'm not talking about eating. Eating is not relaxation. I'm not talking about exercising. Exercising is not relaxation. I'm talking about lounging, where you sit in your nice chair, you rock back, and you do something that takes as minimal energy as possible that you enjoy. Okay? You relax. I can relax with my Rubik's Cube because I just sit down and lap my foot, watch Joshua playing, and listen to Jeannie doing what she's doing, and I'm relaxed. But relaxation is important. Of course, if you could add meditation to that, boom, you've hit the buzzer. If you can add meditation to that, which it is now where you come away from everything and you focus on how can I just get the energy. I want to feel my toes. I want to feel my fingers. I want to feel my hair, well, my head, because I don't have hair. But you get to the place of meditating, relaxing, it renews your energy as well. Encourage engaging in activities that promote well-being and reduce stress. There's some activities that you might do that are stress releasers. And when you're married and you're like me and First Lady, we don't have to spell it out because it speaks for itself. Somebody dropped off. So find that stress releaser and utilize that stress releaser, because that's why it's there, to release stress. It's there to relax you, and it's an activity that needs participation and you burn calories. You know what I mean? So find those places of relaxation. Then the other thing that we also have is seek professional help. How many of you know that sometimes there are individuals that they're so low and the depression is so real and so long-seated that you might need professional help? Somebody that might be a professional financial advisor. Because you see, the stress is caused by a particular thing that is hindering you from progressing. And once you identify it, then you need professional help. If it is your finances, you need a professional financial advisor that can help you to deal with it. That's their job. They're accustomed to seeing people with chaotic financial backgrounds and statuses, and they can help you. If it is with your health and you're worried and you're afraid to exercise or to do something because of your health condition, seek professional help. Seek a therapist, somebody that is able to advise you on what is safe for you to do with your body in your current condition. How many of you know that in England, even here in different parts of the world as well, there are talk therapists? Have you ever heard about a talk therapist? Somebody where you just go and you sit down and you talk. They just listen to you. They just listen. Dr. Yours, I see you smiling, but Dr. Yours, you know that is a service that's offered here by the NHS in the UK, where you just go and you have a talk therapist. you go for a talk session. Go ahead, Dr. Ewers, please. You're a mental health practitioner. Go ahead, Dr. Ewers.
Yes, when you're going through and having different mental health issues, they have so many professionals that you can go to. You can pick, choose, and refuse, but you have to go through the process of the vetting, and they have to go through the process before you're diagnosed, before they send it to the right professional person. So it is not sometimes straightforward as we think, because so many different professionals you have to go through till you find they lead you to the right one. But you are true, so I do agree. They have to got the professionals there in the mental health to help you bring you through to the place of happiness. And that's funny enough. It may be a very low key word, that place of happiness. As I told you about the client, that nobody had, no professional, no clinical thing to it. And I just whispered in his ears, I'm going to find you a girlfriend. And it's the whole mental state change. So sometimes some of the things that we do, it's not go by the book and the university and the ground. It's the practical things, the everyday things, the little things that change and bring happiness.
Yeah, definitely. And you need to remember rightly, as His Excellency said, and as we're outlining, there's so many different layers. That's why we brought up that critical point of identify the root cause. Because a lot of times the individuals, I remember individuals that I've been counseling and mentoring, and they've been crying about so many different problems. And then you want to know what came out. What came out, as a matter of fact, I will even tell you, my darling sister, my sister just had a stroke. She just had a stroke with bleeding on her brain, and she was in emergency for a number of days, and they thought she was going to die. My darling sister Sita in Barbados. And what the doctors discovered was that she has been grieving for so long because so many people that she loved died in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2020. I'm talking about one behind the other. Grandmommy, uncle, great uncles, people, cousins, best friends. I mean, in the same sequence of time. And she never really grieved. She never really dealt with it. And she blew a fuse. And now she discovered what it was, and she's now on the mend. Why is she on the mend? Because she's now laying those people to rest, understanding that's where my pain was. My pain wasn't anywhere else. I just miss those people so bad. But how many of you had so many people die one after the next? You didn't get the chance to grieve for one and grieve for the next. I've been there. I've been there. My wife will tell you there are times that we lay down and we still cry. We still cry because of people who've passed on, and we didn't get the chance to say goodbye. So you have to be in that position where you look at the source of your grief. Look at it. Don't take it out on your children, because if you were honest with yourself, you would realize, you know what? This is nothing to do with my children. This is even nothing to do with my husband. This is nothing to do with my wife. And then you start crying, I miss my uncle that just passed away. Because that's what the problem is. You miss uncle. You long for uncle. That's okay. But it get masked with so many different things. All right? So seeking professional help helps. You want to point to me, darling? Yeah? And then this is also critical. Go ahead, Grandmaster. I see your hand up, Grandmaster.
Yes, sir. You just brought me to brought in mind that the issues here that we have in Botswana in terms of finding it happy again. As liberal as Botswana is in terms of freedom and democracy, it also has been determined that this is one of the most depressed and sad countries in the world. And you would really have to be here to see the dynamics of environment, economy, and that type of stuff. But I say that to say this, that the lack of psychosocial resources and the lack of psychosocial entities and service providers and facilities is almost next to non-existent here in the country. And that's really, really a big deal because people here, it's a cultural thing. I've learned people here internalize. They don't talk about issues, whether it's issues of GDP, whether it's issues of inheritance, whether it's issues on a job, whether it's issues in the family dynamics or what. People here internalize things. They don't talk about it. And because they don't talk about it, it causes a lot of issues, like you just mentioned, with depression. And very few people here are able to identify the root cause and the root problem because they don't talk about it. And it's even harder to find, identify or go to their happy places. So Your Excellency, Dr. Ewers, we need you down here in Botswana, man. Seriously, because that the need for psychosocial services is great.
You know, one of the things that I will tell you is don't ever think the grass is greener on the other side. Here in the UK, we have so many resources that are available. They are available, so many. And the reason is because of the need. But the interesting thing about it is that we're on that same very list. Why are we on that same very list that you're talking about? We're on that list because depression is so talked about, so known about, so normal that it has become an excuse not to go to work. It has become an excuse not to take a bath and look after yourself. It has become an excuse for everything. And mental health is such a wide subject that every single thing is a mental health issue. As a matter of fact, Joshua even said to Virginia, what he said?
He said, oh, we were doing homework. And said, Mom, you just have to leave me alone. I have ADHD. I said, Brother, what are you talking about?
Joshua is home educated. My son is not in the system.
He's like, Mom, I have ADHD.
My son is not.
Sit still.
He has ADHD because he cannot sit still. Really, the boy can't get away from. But what I'm saying is, it's so prevalent, and sometimes we take for granted the resources that are available, and not recognizing that a prevalence of these things creates more of the problem because the solution exists. So all of a sudden, everybody has the problem. And there are those, like you say, in Botswana and different parts of Africa and the world, who desperately need these types of resources and these types of support structures. So,
SteelE, can I just one quick inject what Grandmaster said? One of the things that within our community, can I emphasize in our Black community in particular, is that some of our, I don't know what way to put it, but I think some of our forefathers, they didn't know how to articulate themselves. And so, for example, my dad died in 2004. He left a will. I'm the executive of the will. And if I look at that will with my family and the dynamics, it's going to put me in hypertension, high blood pressure, because he didn't communicate. No, I have to this will, and so on. So it's a lot of closure. It's a lot of things that need to be expressed that we don't speak. And sorry to say, in our Black community, it is prevalent, sir. I don't know. That may be another topic one day to talk about. But, sir, it's really about this communication within our community. I don't know how to address that, but we need closure with a lot of things, because he left the people behind and the generation behind with headaches.
Yes, it is true. And Grandmaster, you need to behave yourself in the chat, though. Honestly, You need to behave in the chat. Somebody tell Grandmaster to behave in the chat. You guys I'm so glad that the public is not seeing this chat. You guys can be so horrible sometimes. But
Anyway, moving on, moving merrily along.
Moving merrily along so that we can close this class. Saul, don't join, Saul. Saul, behave. But here's the thing, and I want all of you to get this. Watch this. Watch this. You are a part of the solution for Africa and the world. That's what you're doing right now in the class of SteelE. Because others are going to watch this class and this session, and they will get nuggets. They will, in as much as you might not see the value, there are a lot of people who don't see the value of what I'm doing or what we are trying to accomplish with this 100-year vision. But for those of you who are part of these classes and these trainings, you're going to recognize something. We do help individuals through a process. We do help individuals to overcome some of the hurdles. And that's the reason for the class of SteelE. And that's why we want the class of SteelE in South Africa and Nigeria. And we want you to play a part. We want you to come out and support what we're doing. It's because others need you. You are the voice of reason for those who are suffering. You're the solution. How did you handle it? How did you deal with it? How did you overcome? And now you're sat with others letting them know, hey, guess what? It is the same thing in this country too. It's the same thing in Botswana, same thing in South Africa, it's the same thing in Ghana, same thing in Uganda, same thing in Nigeria. It's the same thing. Same thing in London, same thing in the US. The problems that you all or anybody is facing, there's nothing new under the sun, class. And I wanna, the time is 8:47, and sorry, it's 18:47, which is 6:47, and I just want to let the next couple of minutes be for some questions. I think we've covered most of the thing. The last slide, the other thing that we looked at is learn from the experience. We also have to stay positive, stay persistent, be persistent, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel and believing that you're gonna be okay. And I was coming home yesterday, and one thing that stood out to me that I always say to you, success is not a destination. Success is a journey. Your victory is not a destination. It's a journey. And along that journey, there are going to be good times, bad times, up times, down times. Don't think that when you're going through a down time, it devoids you or takes away your success. It does not. Because you could be within your success arena and have a down time. Come on, wave at me if you get what I'm saying. Do not allow your mind to tie you to a destination. The destination does not exist. It's a journey. Enjoy the journey. Okay? Seek inspiration. Go listen to Baba Singh and Baba Sue and Bill. You know, look at inspirational speakers. To be quite honest with you, there are a lot of, if you ever have the chance to look at a lot of Muslim, some of the books that are written, you could see some wonderful passages of encouragement that are in Arabic if you get them translated into English. Same with the Bible. Same with the Hindu religions. Anything. Look for some form of positive inspiration. Mantras, chants, things that you will say repetitively to build your spirit, to inspire you. It doesn't have to be Christian because you're a Christian only. They could come from so many different places. Inspiration is not based on religion, political affiliation. It's not based on your social status. Inspiration can come from just going outside and seeing a leaf fall on the ground and something sweet hits your spirit while that leaf falls. Don't limit your inspiration. As a matter of fact, a lot of times, some of the inspiration that you have can be quite depressing. Somebody says, read the Psalms. Trust me, no, you don't read the Psalms there. You have to know where to read. Sometimes you be careful where you read and what you read when you're going through times of depression. Choose carefully.
Seek out who the author is.
Seek out who the authors are.
Because you're reading that person's spirit.
Oh, Jeannie, don't. Oh, darling.
Well, it's true. The person speaks to you, so be careful whose books you're reading as well.
Because that person is speaking to you. When you hear that person's book, it is that person who's speaking to you. Are they speaking from a place of bitterness and anger, hate, resentment? Who wrote the books you're reading? And why did they pen those words that you might deem to be inspiring, but then you realize, why am I not feeling inspired? All right, let's leave that alone. So with that being said, thank you guys. The time is 9 minutes, and we're going to wrap up the class of SteelE in 9 minutes. So any points, any questions, you're free to go, because how many of you know we're always on the buzzer so far? Dr. James, you go ahead, Dr. James. What's your point?
I would just like to thank everybody for an awesome and relaxed class. It was much needed after the 2 weeks that I've had here in Dubai. It's definitely been a roller coaster, and I am fully aware of the fact that success isn't a destination, but rather a journey. And as entrepreneurs and as a world leader, a developing one at that, we go through different seasons, and sometimes those seasons occur all in one day.
Especially for
So I think we just need to learn to be kind to each other, but most importantly to ourselves. And with your permission, sir, I think it's also important just to open up the chat more and just let each other know that we can engage and be there for each other and drop inspirational stuff on our chats, because somebody just may be going through something, and it may just be an upliftment for that individual. Okay. And further to that, I'd just like to add that I personally believe that we have to accept any situation that we approach with, bless it, and surrender it, because we have no control of anything. It's easier said than done, but I love the accepting part that you basically have highlighted in the beginning as well, because being true to yourself, being true to the situations that we are faced with is crucial, as a crucial element in healing and making headway and constructive headway that doesn't lead to negative results or any risk behaviors and destruction in our personal or our entrepreneurial journeys. And obviously the impact that we have with the people that we surround ourselves with. So thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. James. Saud, you really, we appreciate you being with us this evening. What are a few takeaways that you have from this evening's session?
Thank you, Dr. Steele. I very much agree with what Dr. Shade has just said. I just would like to add a couple of things with this being as a happiness thing. I just want to advise people that if someone is there for you and he or she is advising you something which is in your favor, try to adopt it. Instead of, they just, many people have a habit of listening to to the other person, but they want to do what they want to do. So that will not give you any solution. Try to listen to the next person, what advice he or she is giving you. Believe me, it will be very helpful for you. And secondly, it was whatever I had to say, like what Dr. Shade James has said just now, and I completely agree with her. She's in Dubai, and she's on a roller coaster, as she said, and all the best to her. This is the class was like, for me, this class was therapy today. It was completely a therapy. And as I always been saying that every week we are learning a new lesson. Every day is a new day, and it's a journey, as you mentioned. So it has to be a beautiful journey, ups and downs, left and rights, and that's a part of the journey. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Saud. First Lady, please give your thoughts. Go ahead, First Lady. We're close to 6 minutes. Go ahead. 4 minutes to go. Go ahead, First Lady.
Well,
those of you who are accustomed to be here know she's going to be getting nervous as well. Jayu, you are next. and we have 4 minutes. We have to go on the buzzer. Go ahead, First Lady.
Well, I will confess he's been preaching to me all class because I've been having a bit of difficult time the past week, I would say. I've been having a really difficult time, ups and the downs and disappointments, and you're holding on to something and then it's being snatched from you and you're like, what is going on? It comes sometimes leave you up in the air. And I have been dealing with that pretty much this week because I was in that situation. So this class has has added to the lectures I've been having and the support and the counseling and all that I've been having from His Excellency. So this has been additional therapy coming from you all as well. We know these things, but it's good when we are in an environment with others who can support what we know. It helps us to stand stronger, and we all need this so much. And I appreciate the class of SteelE for that, because it's a real support system. It's a real rock to stand on. So thank you all for coming today. It has done me good, I would say.
She's not real black. Jayu, 2 minutes. Go ahead, Dr. Jayu. 2 minutes. Come on, countdown is on.
Thank you, Dr. SteelE. Thank you for tonight. It was so much needed, especially in my life. I've been through a repeat of last year, like lost a person near and dear to me every month now. But not only that, being in that space, and you still have to look other people in the eye and who's facing more difficulties than you, and to the challenges that they have, and how you have to mentor them how to get over it and how you got over that. That to me was hectic this past 3 months, but thank you for this class. And tonight I had a
No, 1 minute to go. So Jayu dropped off. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to, Dr. Jayu, go ahead, finish, Jayu. You have a few more seconds to finish. Finish, Jayu. Finish. She's not again. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you guys.
I can't hear you, Your Excellency, but very good class.
Connection is very good.
Okay. So thank you so much. It was much needed. I am in that space where I'm needed and supposed to be. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Guys, the time is now 7 p.m. here in London, and you guys come on, we have to say goodbye. You know that we close the class at 7 p.m. on the buzzer. Thank you so very much, His Excellency Dr. Donald Ewings, and all of you, Master, everyone that was here with us. We love you. We appreciate you. And we're going to see you guys on Saturday next, where we're going to resume the class. So, Steve, bye, everybody. We did it.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.